Today we're back again with another whiskey tasting. This time we are going to be tasting the bourbons that are in the $20 to $30 category. We're going to be crowning a winner, what is the best in this category. And the whiskeys were chosen by our people on Patreon. I gave the Patreon members, I think like 15 or maybe even 18 different choices. This is the hardest category to pick from because it is the most crowded category in bourbon. And we are in a distilling boom, and there are more bourbon, like non-distilling producers and distillers than there ever have been in history. So there is a lot of bourbon out there. But this is what we chose. So this is the way this is gonna go. I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of background on every bottle first, and then we'll get into the tasting. The last time for the up to $20 bottles, I didn't give any background on the whiskey. And I just feel like it's a more interesting video if I give you a little bit of background, what the mash bills are, and then we can talk about tasting notes when we taste it. Capiche? Capache. The first bottle that we're gonna be talking about is Old Gran-Dad Bonded Bourbon, one of my absolute favorite bourbons for cocktails, but also drinking as well. It's a really high quality bourbon at a very reasonable price, about 25 bucks these days, although it used to be like $19.99. Old Gran-Dad was created by Raymond B. Hayden and named for his grandfather, Meredith Basil Hayden, back in 1882. And it has been in production ever since then. Over the years, the brand has changed ownership numerous times, and it's now produced by Beam Suntory at the Jim Beam Distillery. It's got a mash bill of 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley, so it's a higher rye bourbon. It's bonded also, so all the juice in here is at least 4 years old, and it comes in at 100 proof or 50% ABV. Its retail price is about 25 bucks these days, although it used to be much, much cheaper. The second bottle selected by the patrons, and another really favorite bottle of mine, is the Old Gran-Dad 114. Give that guy a little pour here. Old Gran-Dad 114 is the same mash bill as the bottled and bond bourbon. It's just bottled at 114 proof and carries no age statement. Back in 2016, there were reports that Beam was thinking of discontinuing this label. But luckily for us, due to so much interest in the bottle and improved sales, they decided not to do that. Its retail price comes in at $29. Third bottle up used to be the Well at Kohl's for a while when we were trying to get a bunch of Pappy Van Winkle in there. Buffalo Trace right here. So Buffalo Trace is the namesake brand from the distillery with some of the most sought after whiskey on the planet. Buffalo Trace has been in my regular rotation for over a decade. This one comes in at 90 proof or 45% ABV, and the mash bill is completely undisclosed. The age of the whiskey is also undisclosed, although people in the bourbon world say that it's at least 8-year-old juice, and rumor is that it's between 8 and 10-year whiskey. And of course, it's made by the Sazerac company, which makes all Buffalo Trace products, and it retails for around $30. So we're like increasing in price here. Next one up, Four Roses. This is one of my favorites to make the Benton's Old Fashioned. Such a good whiskey for that. And honestly, if you do it with different whiskeys, it's a lot different. It really is. So Four Roses uses 4 different mash bills and 5 unique yeast strains to create 10 different bourbon recipes. Of those recipes, 4 of them are blended into what you know as Four Roses small batch. I could go over all the different codes which the distillery has set for each recipe so that we can figure out which one is which. But really, I think that needs to be its own video. It's pretty complex, and I don't have enough time to talk about it right now. That said, each batch renders about 250 barrels with an average age of the whiskey being 6.5 years. They blend whiskeys no younger than 6 years, and then some as much as 8 years old, or so they say. So Four Roses uses single-story rick houses when they store their whiskey, and the whiskey in each batch come from multiple different rick houses, which is going to change the flavor a bunch. Four Roses is 90 proof with no age statement, and it retails for around $30. And then the last one we're doing today is Elijah Craig's small batch. Give this guy a pour. Elijah Craig is distilled by Heaven Hill, which makes some of my favorite whiskey brands, such as Rittenhouse. The bourbon is named for a Baptist preacher who is credited with having put his whiskey into charred barrels, thus creating the process for Kentucky bourbon. The juice is 94 proof, it's got no age statement, and the mash bill is 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley, so we're having a lower rye content in here, or a low rye bourbon. Because of the demand, Elijah Craig 12-year lost its age statement due to increased demand and supply issues. Instead of keeping that age statement and seeing smaller stock and an increase in price and having an allocated product, Heaven Hill decided to blend the younger whiskey into its small batch whiskeys to continue to offer good whiskey at a reasonable price, which I really, 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 really respect. I love it when whiskey brands do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave the room. Marius is going to futz the order. I'm gonna taste through them, and we're going to, I guess, figure out maybe which is which is gonna be really hard for me when, like, with the 20 and unders, that was really a lot easier to pick out which was which, especially because we had at least one standout. So I knew like this one is going to be this one, but this one's going to be really difficult. So I'm going to try and guess them, but I am also going to pick my favorite as well. It's a little hot, kind of citrusy. You get all those bourbon notes that you would get: caramel, dark sugar, a little creme brulee, maybe some banana. It's a little hot though, which makes me think this may be the 114. It's nice and solid though. It has a, what I would call medium finish, right? Doesn't cut off. It hits your palate and then it continues. It's got like a moderate burn as you swallow. It's good. It's really good whiskey. So yeah, I don't know. I really like it. All right, here we go. Yeah, nice and very bourbonish nose. You get a little bit of oak in that nose, spice, cinnamon. Maybe a little pear. Kind of like a green apple. Now this one, it's got that like oaky tannic thing that opens up right on your palate, and then it kind of devolves to those bourbon notes. You get a lot of the barrel there, and then you get some caramel, maple, maybe some banana, underripe green banana. This one though is hot, so I feel like, is it possible that this is the Gran-Dad and then this is the 114? And you didn't futz them? Some of these are close to 100 proof, but this is pretty hot. Oh, that's really nice. Again, you got little dark fruits in there, cherry, maybe fig. So less hot, you get the barrel flavor right up front. Really pronounced barrel flavor with a little bitter finish. And then you also have, your bourbon notes, your caramel, your vanilla. You got a little maybe fig in there. Maple syrup or dark sugar. But it's got like pronounced oak on the finish. And it's got a shorter finish than these two. I wouldn't say it's a short finish. I would call it medium. Medium short maybe. Here we go. Ooh, raisins. Yeah. Dark fruits, maybe some plum, like a red grape. You can definitely, detect the oak in there. Maybe like a little, it almost seems like a little of that like rye breadiness, rye yeasty spice. Oh man, that opens up really nicely on the palate. You got some fig, pepper. You're really peppery, actually. Vanilla a little bit, definitely some oak in there. There's a little twinge of citrus on the finish as well, which is really nice. And then it devolves to oak. You can really taste the oak on the finish. It's got a medium finish. I'm beginning to develop an opinion over what is what. Wow, oh, that's like super bourbon. Demerara sugar, banana, like kind of overripe banana or maybe bruleed banana or something. Vanilla, caramel, fig, some dark fruit in there, maybe some plum. This one smells so familiar, like a bourbon I drank a lot. Oh, I dig that. It's nice. It opens up really nicely on the palate. You got some warming spices right up front. It devolves into a little bit of the oakiness. You get a little bit of that tannic bitterness. Vanilla, fig, raisins. I like this one a lot. This one's good. And that viscosity on this one's kind of low. What are the legs like? It's got nice legs though. So for those of you that don't know, when you see the kind of the viscous sort of like spirit sort of running down, that is what we call the legs. All right, now I'm gonna have to go through the line all over again and taste for my preference, I think. Which is gonna be like splitting hairs here because I like them all. They're all very good. So this one's now tasting like a little light now that I've warmed myself up with a little bourbon. It's not as hot as it, it's still got a little twinge on the bottom. It's really nice though. I don't know, like flavor-wise, it's a shorter finish, I think. On like a second on a second go around. It's a little shorter of a finish. I like perceived it as super hot to begin with, but it's not, I mean, not super hot, but it was like a little hot when I first tasted it, but it's not so hot now. This one I love. It's like, I think this is the 114. That's the Gran-Dad. It tastes like Gran-Dad. Like Gran-Dad has this very unique flavor and it tastes like Gran-Dad. So this right here is, I think, just one of my favorites. There's no way that's not the 114. I can taste the proof. So this is number 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Is definitely in the top tier, for sure. In the top 3, yeah. I mean, it's like a solid nose on this one. I like this one a lot, but there's a lot of wood on the finish. I'm trying to remember like which ones are like blended from like 6 to 8 years, like the Four Roses, because those ones that have like older whiskeys in them are going to have more wood flavor. And again, it's really solid. I love this one too. That one's great. I mean, that one's, it's such a nice flavor on that. It's just so much wood at the finish of this one. I didn't really clean the palate, did I? I'm gonna say, dude, I think these are my top 3.
Right.
These ones just have so much wood on the finish, and it's not that I don't like the oak, but it's just like, I like my whiskeys to be like a little bit more like fruit forward, a little bit more like kind of like I don't know, sugar forward, I guess. A little more of those bourbon notes without so much wood on the finish, and that's why I don't really like love super old whiskey. You know, there's a lot of people that love to drink like 18-year whiskey or whatever, or, you know, 10-year whiskey. And it's fine, but it's just like, to me, there's just like a lot of oak. Number 2 is this, it goes 1, 2, 3 like that.
Which one is first?
So number 2 is number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
So number 2 is my favorite.
Yeah.
And then number 5 is my second favorite. And then number 1 is my third favorite. And then I have these 2 to contend with.
And how do you rank those, the losers?
I think I'm gonna go most favorite here. So number 4.
Okay.
And so my least favorite is number 3.
Okay.
I'm very interested to figure out which ones are which. I think my inkling is that this is 114.
All right. So do you want to guess some more ones?
No, I want you to tell me what the losers are, and I'll try and guess the winners.
Okay. So
my most favorite of the losers is
Old Gran-Dad.
Bonded. Oh, snap! So there you go.
Surprise! Yeah.
Very surprised, because I love that, but I also I love it as a bourbon for my old fashions, and I love it in cocktails. I don't drink it neat that often. Mm-hmm. I can't. It is drinkable neat, but it's funny that it's my
least
second
favorite. Yeah.
No, this is my least favorite. This was my.
Wow,
this was my favorite of the least favorite.
Yeah.
So second to least favorite. Okay, and then this one.
What do you think? Do you want to guess at what you think it is?
Four Roses.
No, but you would think, because that came in last. The first round.
Now, you think I'm being influenced by the first round? It's either that or it's Buffalo Trace.
It's Buffalo Trace.
Oh, okay. So I got it on the second time. So Buffalo Trace is my least favorite of these bourbons.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So Buffalo Trace and Old Gran-Dad. I'll put them here like that in front, so we know which one's which. Okay. So now I'm to guess which is which, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think this is 114 for sure. Number 2 is 114. That's my final answer on that one. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're just going to figure out where the Four Roses is and where the Elijah Craig is.
Yeah, that is the 114. Yeah.
That is the 114. I knew it. It's impossible to hide 114 proof whiskey, even when the competitors are 94 proof.
Now you got a 50-50 guessing with the remaining ones.
Well, yeah, but I don't guess. I really try to make an informed decision on which one I think it is.
50-50 chance of getting it right, no matter
Right.
what you guess.
The thing is that these are both blends. The thing is that one of these is a blend of 4 different mash bills, and the other one is just a blend of older whiskey with younger whiskey, right? So you would think that like the 4 different mash bill one, you'd be able to pick out like more than the other one. But then also the average age of what's inside Four Roses is 6.5 years old.
Right.
But there is some 12-year-old whiskey in the Elijah Craig small batch. So it's like, they like blended with younger whiskey. So I mean, they're so similar, dude. I'm going to say, here, I'm going to try some more. I mean, I'm starting to burn my palate out here. Like, it's starting to become like, it's all the same, but. Okay, I'm going to say that this is Elijah Craig, and this is the Four Roses. Oh, it's wrong? So this is the Elijah Craig, and this is the Four Roses?
Yep.
Wow. Crazy. Because this is like more, this is like a bit more flavorful, so I'm actually very surprised. So I guess if I were going to rank them, I would say...
Well, you ranked them already, but yeah.
Well, would I say 1, 2, 3? Or I say 1, 2, 3?
It's Gran-Dad 114, Elijah Craig, and Four Roses.
Four Roses third.
Third Rose, yeah.
Yeah. So this, yeah. So like I was going to say, this is my second favorite, which is the Elijah Craig, and then there's the Four Roses. So the overall winner in the $20 to $30 category is Old Gran-Dad 114 that comes in at $29 a bottle. Like that's pretty striking. I'm just surprised at where Old Gran-Dad 100 proof bonded, because this has been my tried and true, true blue. Sleep with a bottle at night, kiss it for being in existence and loving it so tight for so many years. And I just cannot believe that it was in the loser circle.
Yeah.
That being said, I am very happy that Old Gran-Dad 114 won. It is a fantastic frickin' whiskey. And then it also just goes to show that I am much more partial to overproof whiskey. I just love an overproof whiskey. I just think that, you know, the proof, the strength, the spice, all of it, just, you know, you get, it's big on your palate. You get all the flavor, and it's just like, mwah, chef's kiss. All right, well, we're done. I'm going to go drink the rest of this whiskey, I guess.